haven't been here before. I'm not going to waste too much time getting started. As I said, the orchestra is all ready now, and we're going to do John Williams' beginning intro suite from Star Wars very shortly. But I'd like to welcome our first performer to the stage. Branham has performed at the hour that stretches once before, and I almost don't want to spill my guts too much about his fiction or what I think of it, because he kind of is his own carnival barker when it comes to this stuff. And I have been really stoked about having him here at the new venue because of the nature of much of his material, but here to tell you a little bit more about what he does, Branham. Please welcome him to the hour that stretches.
Testing. Okay. I write stories about rock musicians. They're fictional, of course. They're stories of dark comedy, tangled friendships, twisted romance. A struggling band called the Lost Girls, a 4-member rock band. They just fired one member and they were about out of money after moving from Los Angeles to Portland. One of the characters, Sika, encounters someone who might be able to help. The new musician, Blar, launched out of band and has valuable connections in cash, most importantly cash. Problem, Blar's a man. The Lost Girls need a new name and thus Kapow can put him into a dress. Problem 2, Sika is smitten with Blar, not good for business. Problem 3, her best friend and bandmate Glycerin has dreamed of meeting Blar since the two women were young teens. She is transfixed by his appearance in her life. Also a problem. Glycerin is a terrified, damaged soul, and Sika sees that Blar is a healing presence for her most important friend. So it gets complicated, which is why we call it rocket science. Okay, in this first scene, the band is taking a ski trip to Mount Hood because Glycerin and Sika have never been skiing before. Blar stood at the top of a slope, watching a brilliant streak of white blonde hair screaming battle cries as the owner of the hair carved her way down to a hillock in short, flashy racing turns. She stopped and waved back at him. He took a somewhat less treacherous path and pulled up beside her. Kapow, you're either a slice better than me at this or just crazy. We'll let the EMT rescue squad decide later. He paused to chip some of the ice off of his mustache. His companion flashed him a brilliant smile. I'd forgotten how much fun this was. The cheerleading team went every year in high school. We'd wash cars to earn money for it. Otherwise, there'd be no way I could have afforded it. Nothing like wet t-shirts and teenage women suck in the cars. Anyway, when I got to college, the accountants sucked every dime up of my money to use on classes, barely a nickel for fun. They took the next slope side by side, carving deep S-turns down to an intersection of two slopes. Blar pulled to a stop to take in the view, pointing at the city out in the low-lying fog of the valley floor. Kapow had her ski map out. There's a bar at the halfway point on the slope. If we turn right here, Coco stop? She regarded him with raised eyebrows. Are you accusing me of being old and slow again? He smirked and dusted some of the snow off her shoulders. No, I'm saying I'm smaller than you and I'm freezing you, dork. Cocoa would be nice. A few minutes later, they were parked inside the hut, sipping cocoa under an electric heater. Kapow swung her legs idly as the bench was a bit high for her. Blar spent the moment enjoying the view of her silky hair fluttering in the heater's breeze. You warmer yet, little chicklet? Yeah, you know, I'm not really much bigger than our little vampire Sika. I probably should have put on a one-piece like she got. Yeah, I know exactly how big you are, little fluff. You bastard, you know that fires me up when you touch my hair. Wait a minute, you're not still thinking about that night in the studio, are you? One time, don't make me have the talk with you. Kapow glared at Blar, but there was a sparkle in it. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, but that's a memory I'd like to keep, thanks. You're the first person I've made love to in almost a decade. He sipped his cocoa and watched for her reaction. Her mouth fell open. That's like bad for you. What the hell? He shrugged. After Gothic Fire broke up, I just wasn't interested in anymore. To be honest, I almost broke the streak in Monterey, but not with who you might think. Oh, I put my money on Anna. Kapow's big brown eyes peered over the cocoa. Shit, what are you, a spy? Yeah, it was her. It didn't happen. We thought one last moment for old time's sake, and then after we got all comfortable, we fell asleep. Kapow nearly choked on herself. That's both hilarious and tragic. Bet you never get another chance. Blar shook his head. No. We knew at the time it was the last instant before it wouldn't seem right. I'm not going to put her at risk with Dwayne, and she knows I'm all wrapped up in you three heathens. Yeah, about that. You've been spending a lot of time with me lately. I know I said I was a safe harbor in stressful moments, but I'm wondering if I should cover the barnacles. That made Blar laugh. I really don't want to mess with what Glycerin and Sika have with each other at the moment, especially with with Glycerin so shaky, trying to figure out who and what she is. Kapal squinted. What about Sika and Blar, or Glycerin and Blar? Are you sure you're not just afraid of making some choices here? He sat silently, considering what to say. The little puppy was far too observant to put off. I don't want to make a choice. I enjoy both of them. I don't see the need to hurt either one needlessly. I'm smitten with both. Those two are life friends. I'm not going to damage that. That's exactly the kind of stupid drama that ends bands. Kapal sighed and drank the rest of the cocoa. Understood, but you're leaving the boat feeling lonely, dude. They sat silently for a moment. And Kapal leaned against him and sucked some warmth as she finished her cocoa. Epiphany! Blar! Wow, I don't have these very often. Listen up before it fades. She set her drink down so she could wave both hands. I keep having this bizarre deja vu with all three of you. Each one of you dorks come talk to me offline. None of you, the three of you, want to make a choice, close any doors, but you're all stuck with this idea you have to make a choice. Why? Just don't make a choice. Stop even thinking you have to. Blar stared curiously at the little blonde. What are you, like our emotional Zen master this week? One feminine, muscular leg clicked under his, and the next thing Blar knew, he was on his back on the floor. Yes, but I'm selfish too. I want to keep my family. Y'all grow up or something so I can be the kid. Or the useless pervert sister you bonked once during the solar eclipse or something. He stood up and picked her up by the waist, threw her over his shoulder to the amusement of the other skiers, and marched outside as she promised giggling revenge. He unceremoniously dumped her in a deep pile of snow. As he laughed, a snowball caught him square in the nose and blinded him. He heard a loud, high-pitched growl, immediately followed by the impact of a small body, chest high. Val had enough momentum descending backwards into the snow with her on top. She laughed and shook him by his collar. Damn you, this is what I want to be doing, just having a great time. Less brooding, no angst, stop it. She rolled off and sat next to him. Besides, I think Snake would like that too. We want her, that other person who's Glick's head. We want her to stick around, right? For the sake of the Glick? Yep. And speaking of our princesses, I think it's about time to head that way and meet them for lunch. Want to race? Kapal hopped around and she latched on her snowboard. No, I want to enjoy the ride down. Blar was moving quickly as he snapped his latches in place. Bah! Old! Get up! Move faster! Kapal slapped him on the butt and took off giggling. He adjusted his goggles and took off in pursuit. Time passes. The foursome, now well fed, were in line for the lift up to the closest beginner slope. Kapal pushed her goggles back and took charge. Since it is Mouse and Vampire's first time on a full-size lift, Sika rides with me and Glick rides with Blar. That matches our sizes up, so if one of you crashes when we get off, the other can pull you out of the way. Sika's lower lip extruded for a premium pout, but safety trumped romance in the blonde's book. Glycerin thought the whole mechanical affair looked very sketchy. My Blar, I don't see why there aren't dozens of people piled up at the bottom and top. Blar shrugged. It's a rhythm. The intendant calls you forward, you head to the slap there, and stick your butt back. This chair scoots you up and off you go. May I hold your arm? Glycerin was already clinging to his arm. No, that makes it more dangerous. You stand at the right, turn your head right. Yeah, watch. See how the skier did it? The newbies watched carefully. Sika flicked her long twin tails of her hair back, and then her eyes widened. Kapow! Glick, stuff my hair down my jacket. I don't want to be scalped by this thing. Glycerin took the right tail, and Kapow took the left tail, and when they were done, Sika had a definite ridge down her backside from neck to tail. The hair was safely tucked away. Suddenly it was Kapow and Sika's turn to the lift. The attendant signaled. Kapow cruised to her spot. A second later, Sika was next to her, albeit a little less gracefully. One small shriek later, they were seated and rising up the mountain on the lift. Sika quickly craned around to watch Glycerin and Blar as he Kapow. Glycerin got to her spot gracefully enough, but when the chair came around, she banged her head on the bar, nearly ended up in Blar's lap, and there was some shrieking and flailing of limbs before she was properly in place. Kapow brushed her hair out of her eyes. I'd laugh hysterically, but you really hurt if you're not doing that right. Okay, it's Team Goblin on this chair. What's the pal about? I was going to give Blar a hard time. The instructor had his hands all over me this morning, and Blitz says he wanted my number. I was hoping we'd get him activated today. Can't say I didn't enjoy the attention. The little Russian swung her legs as they dangled off the lift chair. She desperately tried not to look down. So damned high up on a flimsy chair, she felt sweat bead up on her brow. She hated buns. Kapow laughed. Oh, we'll make sure you get that chance on the slow. Blizzard didn't say much at all. How did she do? Or rather, how did our dual-minded space alien do? I'm trying to get used to including Snake when I think about Luca. Sika stopped pouting. Really well. I was very proud of her, both of them. Snake and I even had a nice moment to talk. She seems to be watching us more closely than I thought. She wants to help, and she feels pretty good with us. Help? With the band, or with you three? Yeah, both. She said she had talked to Blar some about me and Glicka. I guess she put Glicka in blackout for that, because she did the same to talk to me about it. Kapow crossed her eyes. This is complicated, and I can't say I'd be excited about sharing a spell or personality that can turn me off and on like that. Glycerin says she's used to it, but it does alarm her when she realizes there's been a time skip. Snake says she and Glick have been working on sharing so the blackouts don't happen so much, but I think it takes a lot of energy. It was kind of funny hearing Glycerin switching back and forth all day without a blackout, though. It's so weird watching her eyes and face change as they flicker back and forth. I can't believe I thought Snake had gone away forever after boarding school. Anyway, we'll skip forward a little bit. This next scene's a rural Oregon road tour, a country fair. Sika resumed hooking cables up. It was gratifying to see the amplifier lights and boards light up and hear the crackle when she connected power cords. Kapow busied herself assembling her drum kit with the usual sounds of cymbals and gear clanging. Blar stood at the other end of the tent with the phone on what was now probably their lawyer, because Blar was waving one hand wildly as he spoke. Sika took a moment to glance over at her best friend. Glycerin stood on her red X, staring at it as she clutched her guitar trembling. She had buttoned her shirt up and unknotted it to cover her midriff. Sika cursed silently and went to her, wrapping her arms around Glycerin's waist and hugging her. Precious Glicka, don't worry. Blar and I will keep you safe. I don't usually have to think when I play. Having to be careful and thinking about what I'm doing makes me sad, like the old days when the doctors would medicate us when we were odd. They might pick at us and say terrible things to us. Why are people like that? Because they're losers. They're stupid shits that only feel better when they're hurting, shaming someone else, and they think stupid fantasy bullshit gives them the hammer. But think of this. We just have tonight here, and then tomorrow night in Pendleton. Big show, lots of fun. And when we're done, we go home. Our home. We have regular home now, not just dorm beds. And then we can plan for Japan. Won't that be fun, Pretty Mouse? You and me, Japan? We've always wanted to go. She managed a small smile back to her little friend. And Blar, Kapow, and Sashi, all my friends. She moved her guitar to her side and bent over to hug Sika. It was a long hug, longer than Sika was used to receiving from her. It made her worry as much as it made her feel good. Okay, love, thank you. You and Blar figure out what to play tonight. I shall tinker with my preamp and mess about with some of the solos. Maybe that'll calm the witch burners out there. We're just batty, not a real witch. He weighs much more than a duck. She smiled at her own joke as she wiped her tears, and then she dragged her stool to the edge of the stage and began strumming a bluesy southern rock melody that was setting up her digital processing program. It carried the dry air. Sika went back to help Kapow with setting up their equipment. The petite bass guitarist could see Blar still waving his arm as he spoke into the phone. It was exceptionally animated for the quiet guy. Sika kept her eye mostly on Glycerin, though. It wasn't very long before the tall creature had a small audience, mostly children, listening to her play. Sika tapped Kapow and pointed. What? Vampire needs a quick bite for it? Oh. Look, she put up a sign. Babysitting, $5 an hour. Kapow went back to running her cables. Sika continued to watch as Glycerin interacted with her audience. The tall woman answered the occasional question between pieces. She took a request to play Pop the Weasel, Pop Goes the Weasel, from one small type. That delighted the small ones as she ended up playing several rounds in tune. The children all shouted Pop at the climax, of course, and each round she played in a different musical style and faster, much to their delight. Sika's head was filled with Blar's question earlier concerning Glycerin and being a mother someday. The alien creature did seem to connect with the little children and all. The adults behind the kids, on the other hand, were giving Glycerin very wary looks. With her disheveled, long, punkish black hair dyed purple in streaks, the top hat, tattooed arms, and dark eyeliner, she no doubt looked very spooky to country folk. But her soft voice and her British-inflected stammer seemed to elicit some sympathy from some of the mothers. Sika kept close by, listening as she worked. Glycerin finished an extract of Mozart that had the children oohing at her finger speed, and one of the mothers raised her hand and queried the guitarist. You're quite amazing to watch. Can you tell us about yourself? Glycerin stammered a lot at first, but Sika found herself astonished as her friend was soon delivering a monologue that was nearly flawless by her damaged friend's standards. I'll keep in mind we have children here, so I'll brush by the really scary spots. I'm an orphan, and so are my two friends on the stage there. We each lost our parents when we were small. I was raised in boarding schools with Sika, she with the long pigtails. We began to play guitar together when I was 12. We practiced every day for hours, weekends. After that, Sika and I went to university down in California, USC, where we studied music. We met Kapow there and formed a group we called the Lost Girls, a reference to Peter Pan and us being orphans. Glycerin smiled very carefully and managed to get a few chuckles. We graduated and taught music for a while, but we liked making music, so our band moved up to Portland, where we met our very dear friend Blar. He used to be a part of Gothic Fire, a band I adored when I was younger. He had money and connections to help us get going. He believes in us, and we love him for it. After we're done with the trip, we're going to tour Japan and play concerts, so our dreams might really be starting to happen. Sika thought Glycerin actually looked excited. I'm boring the children now. Let me play something they might like. Glycerin launched into a medley of the classic Southern rock tunes they'd learned at the tour. She focused on the reels and the toe-tapping pieces. She had the children dancing, and she thumped the guitar with her hand and plucked the strings. She finished with some applause as she thanked the children, and Sika started to turn away. Then she heard the same mother ask Glycerin a question. How did you lose your parents? Sika cringed. She hated it when that question came up, especially for Glycerin. Sika glared unholy fury at the woman, who noticed the dire expression and tried to backtrack until Glycerin raised her hand. The tall, slender guitarist stared at the mother for a few seconds. Sika wanted to stab the stranger repeatedly and forcefully with a dull knife. We were in New Guinea. I watched my entire family, mommy, daddy, brothers, as they were crushed by debris from the tsunami. I waited with what was left for a couple of days on a snake-infested roof until I was rescued. I was 10. Sika got some satisfaction out of watching the color drain from the woman's face, but worried about the hard, dangerous look on Glycerin's face, and she had barely stammered at all. Time to intervene. Naturally, madam, one should have been able to guess. We find such things difficult to talk about. As you can see, it's very unsettling. Our music helps us cope, and there is not much getting over such things. It is like salt in the wound. I hope you enjoyed the show. Sika changed her angry expression to a happier one. She looked down at the small boy. Little boy, whatever you like to do, practice hard. It does not happen just because you want it. You have to work for it. Sport, music, whatever. You have a nice day. I am sorry we do not play music until late after dark. Maybe you hear it from your house if you live nearby. She stared vacantly at the mother as she scurried off with the boy. Sorry, Glicka. I should have interrupted earlier. Fucking damn bitch. Are you okay? Glycerin's lip was quivering. I was having fun with the children. She ruined it. I hate grown-ups. Sika put her arms around Glycerin. You know, Mouse, we are grown-ups. We don't feel like one, and we don't want to ever be one like that. One should just enjoy it happy and leave it be, not break it. Sika looked into Glycerin's eyes closely, watching them dance their separate violations. She composed her next words carefully. Do you want to be a mommy someday, Gilma? Sika watched Glycerin's eyes flicker. Some internal conversation over the personality, no doubt. We want to help you raise children, my doll. That would be lovely. Sika smirked. It is not answer to question, Mouse. Do you want to have children someday? Make them yourself. I think you'd be good at it. It was obvious it never crossed her mind at all. Glycerin blinked, stammered, and shook all at once. What, me? Glycerin went silent. Sika watched the tall woman's pupils twitching. She dearly wanted to be able to hear what was going on inside her friend's head. Snake says she wanted to be a mommy when she grew up, when she was Flicka before the... Sika stretched up to kiss Glycerin on the lips and lay her head against her chest. You think about that. That is something to look forward to, yes? Okay? Something yet to do, more to the present. Come help me sort these wires out, my dear friend. Let's get through today first, like everything. Somehow Kapow's normally obsessive neat bundling had degraded into an orgy of wires, so the two women sat down on the stage to begin untangling the mess. Blar returned from his phone call with both hands stuck in his pocket and a bad expression. Not looking great. Dwayne says the corporate office is giving him the runaround and not answering his calls, sending him to voicemail, or accidentally disconnecting with him. Are you okay, Glycerin? Sika answered for her as the lead guitarist stared at Blar with bleak eyes. She was doing wonderfully, entertaining children until stupid bitch asked personal hurtful question. It's okay. Pretty Glicka has more important things to worry about now, yes? Glycerin blinked in Spanish into a battling blush. Yes, these wires, they need to be ruined, raised. No, untangled. Sika winked at Blar. Go do something useful, stupid man. Maybe that maintenance man needs more beer to keep electricity going. Okay, now we'll move into Japan. How much time do we have?
You're good, keep going.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Okay, speak up.
Okay. They were cutting to their road tour in Japan. We meet engineer Hank and keyboardist Sashiko, who happens to be 3/4 Scot and 1/4 Japanese, named for her grandmother. Hank continued unwrapping the new shirt and leather jacket that Blar had purchased as a gift for him on their way back to the hotel. Sashiko was amusing herself watching him while Kapow had the bathroom door blocked off for dressing in a performance outfit. Well, you bloomin' idiot. Let's see it on ya. You ain't gonna be presentable with that cowboy shit on ya. We'll have a ritual burning of each shirt as we replace them, I'm thinking. Hank unbuttoned, removed his old shirt, and then examined the new shirt, making sure he had it aligned properly. Glancing in the mirror, he noticed Sashiko's eyes had gotten considerably wider, and she was blushing. Have I got one of your spotty bugs on my back? She coughed. No, you dafty daughter. Didn't I realize you were so muscled? You look kind of stickish in that cowboy shirt. Must be the American cut of those clown clothes. I'd dump all those shirts straight away and take you shopping so you'll be handsome. European cut seems more like you with all the triangle shape of your body. Hank held the shirt out and turned to face her. Now she was even red in the face. Was that good? Was that bad? He smiled in the face of consternation for lack of a better one. Is Sashiko calling me handsome? That'd be a first from anyone but my mom. She grimaced. I'm saying you can be cleaned up with some work, you knob. And pulling knickers, why are you always calling me by my whole name when everyone else calls me Sashi? Hank slipped on the new shirt and adjusted it. Because you have a very pretty name, and I don't want to chop it up. That took the steam out of him. Hank watched her get physically shrink as her shoulders slumped and her head dropped. But Dad used to say that. He'd always call me my whole name, too. So, that sounds like an outing. You can take me shopping and point out what will make me handsome. I certainly have no clue about style. All the crap in my suitcase is just the uniform of my youth. I did say that. I cannot pretend I didn't. If you're a pure dead dauber that took fashion advice from a butchy rags lassie, I cannot stop you. The bathroom door opened and Kapow switched out in a performance costume. Skin, glitter, and pure white dazzle in high heels. Sachiko made a leap for the bathroom, then returned quickly to get her stage clothing, and then reinterred herself, slamming the bathroom door behind her. Okay, Kapow leaned close and whispered. Good. You aren't as stupid as I look at the moment. Good, you are listening. Quite a crafty bit of skill there got you a date. You were listening at the door. Of course I was. There was no way I was going to interrupt that. Kapow raised her volume. How do I look, sport? You look like the jackpot prize of the pearly gates, all angels shining in sex. Thank you, sir. I am fully aware I have the fashion sense of the Las Vegas casino. Kapow dropped her volume. Like I said, smooth charm. It looks like you found a pile of leather straps, strapped them together with grommets, sprayed them white, and it's mostly Kapow skin with a bit of cover for your boobs. Amazing. Besides, I was completely stumbling through that conversation with Sachiko once I realized she was looking at me. Just dumb luck. I don't see where you get date out of that. Good eye. That's exactly what I did do. Kapow dropped her volume. Anyway, Sashi agreed to go by herself with some guy. Shopping, no less. I call that a date. I would lay money she's bursting into a fine blood mist in there and beating herself up for having any fantasies about it. Self-esteem is zero, remember? Like I said, big walls, dude. Just be compassionate. Powell raised her voice again. I find myself deeply in need of Blar therapy. I'm heading over to torture the big love with my new outfit. Carry on. Sure, it looks good on you. I agree. Dump the rest now. I'm still growling at Blar for making me twang through that country fair tour. No reason for you to look like a twang. You're with a rock band. Woohoo! TTFN, I'm off. Hank examined himself in the mirror, appraising his looks as Kapow bounced out of the suite. I might look a little more dangerous now. Maybe I just look like a mini Blar, more like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, maybe with a makeover. Maybe I should set my self-esteem express elevator for basement and meet Sachiko there. Sachiko cracked the bathroom door open. She shifted immediately into tentative mode once she realized Kapow was not in the room. Her eyebrows raised at Hank in the new leather jacket as she stuck her head out. Magic! You didn't look like you're pushing a shit wagon now. Sachiko was obviously stumbling for her next words. The temperature is hot, so I thought I'd wear something a little different. I digged some of these slutty cheerleaders things and yeah, this. Hank was still trying to translate what she was saying when she stepped out. He tried not to drool. She had stuck with her yellow and green palette for the outfit, but there was a lot less of it than she usually wore. Green belted short shorts, a pair of dandelion covered leather boots, and a nice tube top that matched the boots and completed the outfit. Basically, nothing else was involved but her skin, makeup, and her plethora of piercings. Sexy, but still edging to the androgynous look, with her cropped hair, slender finger, and punk airbrush makeup. Okay, we'll give you a ray gun blaster, and you could slaughter an army of space aliens and still look slinky hot doing that. The horde will go nuts when they see you. You're a loony. I'm just the scary one. It's the other three you're thinking of. Hot looking and stubborn. Look, all four of you are scary to me. Beautiful terrors, every one of you. Can I escort you to our neighbors? Nah, not just a loony, but all the way to fucking monkey. Don't need a fucking escort, just follow me. Sachiko brushed past him and he followed. Bare shoulders, bare thighs, the wheel and a walk were compelling arguments to Hank's way of thinking. Okay, we'll close out with a dark night. Glycerin, Japan. The rain outside spattered against the windows, muting other sounds in the room. Glycerin slept on her long jacket and stared at her reflection in the mirror. Pat, I should leave Blar's livery hat here. I don't want it to get mussed. We'll set it next to the letter on our phone. Yes, dear, I wrote it while you were sleeping. I don't want my two loves to worry. Bloody hell, the weather is mucky. I think I'm dressed for it. Oh, that's a good idea. We still have our school cap. What? No, we just need to walk and think before we decide what we need to do. I don't want to be a bloat anchor. I need your help. You're part of this, and we have lots to discuss without interruptions. Yes, I snagged the wheat bag and the papers from Patel. We'll need them. Yes, I got the lighter. We're glad you're paying more attention to outside now. Glycerin looked down at Bar and Sika as they slept nestled together in bed. She thought the sight was lovely and wished she had a camera to take a picture of it. She didn't want to wake them up, just memorize the image would have to do. She slipped out of the room and patted down at the street level, chose a direction at random, buttoned her long coat up, and slipped into the misty drizzle of darkness. Off to Never Land, my family. She chose her directions randomly at each alley, the intersection she encountered. She quickly lost track of where she was. The soft rain muted most of the night noises and covered the dim lighting in the soft haze. Someone walking past the self-absorbed woman might have been alarmed to hear two voices in conversation with odd pauses between each voice. The white darkness and the lights are pretty, aren't they, my playmate? Yes, they are. Will you talk to me now, my other? I will. We have some time now. There's a lot to think about, and I want to say it properly. There is a 7-Eleven convenience store. Shall we get a small breakfast? Everyone else will be up in a couple hours. And we don't want to have to deal with the crowd. Yes, I agree. I'm hungry. I'm going to feel a little hungover, actually. Glycerin made her way to the store. She scared the wits out of the night court when she strolled in. She knew she looked scary. 6 feet tall, dressed in black trench coat, high-fashion bob hairstyle, with one sheet of raven black hair covering half her face. The edges of her hair were dipped in iridescent purple, giving them a radioactive look. Her eyes were decorated in dripping eyeliner, and the lipstick was a deep plum color. Kapow had complimented her earlier in the day before the performance, saying she looked like a young lady death, or perhaps someone who would give the Joker a bad day. Sumimasen, just looking for snacks, dear. Tight, I'm hungry. She smiled and that seemed to calm her man. That amused her. Maybe her smile was getting better. Not so alarming. Glycerin gathered a few snacks and a coffee milk drink. At first, she put out a debit card. The man shook his head. Glycerin remembered that she saw Blar usually paying cash. She fished around in the purse in her jacket until she found enough yen to cover everything but a bag of chips. Back outside, she found shelter and she ate her meal as she watched the nearby skyscrapers as each put on their colorful night show. We must find the proper place. We don't want to mess up if we decide it must happen. It must be clean. You're scaring me with your words, Other. What are you doing? You know my dilemma. I'm in the way of my Blar and Sika. I don't want to be a boat anchor, and I don't deserve anything for myself. I'm not very real. My little doll is being tended to now. I don't have to worry about her anymore. Wait, you have to let me think. I'm not very good at talking, much less arguing. Glycerin heard herself sniffle. We promise, love. We want a proper chat. You know, you terrified me for many years when you were greedy and cutting us without giving me a say-so at all in the matter. I shan't do anything back unless we both agree. Let's walk. I want to enjoy being alive for the moment. Do you notice? This is the first time we've actually been alone since before Sika. Really alone. Yes, we used to play together, by ourselves. Our dolls, we would act out being each other with our dollies. What happened to our dollies? We still have them. They're packed. Sika brought them up from LN. I'd like to play with them again. Love, we're grown-ups now. But we'll talk. Let's find some. Next morning, Japan. The rain had stopped, at least for the moment. The morning lights sifted through the clouds as a gang of rough-looking young men assembled to hang out on the pedestrian avenue. Technically, the four Yakuza gang youth were waiting for their favorite food carts to open, but they were spending the time roughhousing and harassing office ladies as they tried to make it their way to work. One of the men suddenly stopped pummeling his friend as he was distracted by a news sighting. Holy shit, look at that. Is it a woman? That's quite a trench coat. Hell yes, you moron, it's a woman. Look at those legs, that face. Damn, she's a foot taller than Toshi. She's coming our way. Catch of the day, maybe? The woman caught sight of them and slowed, looking at them curiously. She was chatting to herself in English, but to the thug's ears, it had a heavy accent and stammering. Even more oddly, the pitch of her voice changed dramatically every so often, as if she were acting out two parts in a play. Can you fucking morons speak English? No, fuck you. Wait, Toshi can. I've heard him. He translates. Hey, Toshi, over here. Pretty foreign fishy on the line. They pointed the woman out to the muscular tattooed youth. She was still eyeing them curiously. She seemed to find them as fascinating as they did her. Toshi coughed as he got closer to her and took a shot at being dashing. Hey, pretty lady, want to have some tea with us? Wow, you sound great. Shit, she's coming closer. Fuck, she's so tall. Hello? Ohio? Do you know where a tall bridge is? We're looking for a nice view for pictures. Bridge? What about some tea, pretty lady? Her voice sailed up several octaves and into a clear clip British accent. Does we want tea? I'd like tea. The coffee milk left a sticky taste in her mouth. She pursed her lips as she thought. Her voice dived and pitched again. Yes, that sounds lovely, like a nice distraction. They seem friendly. She doesn't seem scared of us at all. Is that bad? Listen to her. Weird. I think she's crazy. Maybe we should be worried. She might have a knife bigger than us. As the woman thought and spoke to herself, she unbuttoned and slipped off her long trench coat in the morning heat. Under it, she wore a sleeveless vest with a low neckline and tight black jeans. Her glossy black stiletto boots stood out in the light. Wow! What amazing tits and ass she had. Look at the tattoos. Look at them. They're spectacular. Dumbass, she belongs to some really important person. We're screwed. We're harassing a mistress of a supreme boss. Is anyone watching us? We should really take her for actual tea and keep her safe and stay alive, yeah? Is there a prize, maybe? Yeah, idiot. It's called not being skinned alive. Crap. Her owner doesn't even bother with bodyguards? What the hell? The thug conferred for a moment until she spoke again. There's a tea shop over here that's open for breakfast. If you sit and chat with us, I'll tell you where the tallest bridge nearby is. That would be a lovely little duck. A spot of tea would be nice. We like to try to meet new people and talk to them on our own. We like seeing bloody nice boys, yes? She fluttered her lasses and smiled as she peered around her half-curtain hair. Fuck. Imagine Powers. I'm her slave now. She really is a goddess. I'll kill you if you bother her or make her cry. The thugs bowed to the goddess and motioned for her to follow.